On a frosty, starlit night, a miracle took place. In 1914, a melody drifted over the darkness of no man's land. First, "Oh, Holy Night," then, "God Save the King." Peeking over their trenches for what must have been the first time in weeks, British soldiers were surprised to see Christmas trees lit with candles on the parapets of the enemy's trenches. Then a shout, "You no shoot, we no shoot." The Christmas truce was a brief, spontaneous ceasefire that spread up and down the Western Front in the first year of World War I. It's also a symbol of the peace on earth and goodwill toward humans, so often lacking not just on the battlefront but in our everyday lives. In that spirit, the National World War I Museum and Memorial in Kansas City has published an online gallery of hundreds of accounts of such Christmas truces, letters home from soldiers that were published in British papers. A lost battalion, a war hero, and a heartbreaking suicide. Here, a sampling of these letters shows the variety and wonder of the Christmas truce. This has been the most wonderful Christmas I have ever struck. We were in the trenches on Christmas Eve, and about 8:30 the firing was almost at a standstill. Then the Germans started shouting across to us, "A happy Christmas," and commenced putting up lots of Christmas trees with hundreds of candles on the parapets of their trenches. CPL. Leon Harris, 13th Battalion, London Regiment, Kensington. At 2 a.m. on Christmas morning a German band played a couple of German tunes and then "Home, Sweet Home" very touchingly, which made some fellows think a bit. After they played "God Save the King" and we all cheered. Private H. Dixon, Royal Warwickshire Regiment. We would sing a song or a carol first and then they would sing one, and I tell you they can harmonize all right. Private G. Leighton, A Company, 1st Royal Warwickshire Regiment. Halfway they were met by 4 Germans, who said they would not shoot on Christmas Day if we did not. They gave our fellows cigars and a bottle of wine and were given a cake and cigarettes. When they came back I went out with some more of our fellows and we were met by about 30 Germans, who seemed to be very nice fellows. I got one of them to write his name and address on a postcard as a souvenir. All through the night we sang carols to them and they sang to us, and one played "God Save the King" on a mouth organ. Rifleman C.H. Brazier, Queen's Westminsters of Bishop's Stortford. We soon came up to them. About 30 could speak English. One fellow wanted a letter posted to his sweetheart in London. Gunner Masterton. Between the trenches there were a lot of dead Germans whom we helped to bury. In one place where the trenches are only 25 yards apart we could see dead Germans half buried, their legs and gloved hands sticking out of the ground. The trenches in this position are so close that they are called the death trap, as hundreds have been killed there. A junior officer. The U.S. joined the Great War 100 years ago. America and warfare were never the same. On Christmas Day we were out of the trenches along with the Germans, some of whom had a song and dance, while 2 of our platoons had a game of football.